Hey, sister cousins, welcome to my channel. I'm Lady C, and I'm here to tell you how I feel. Like and subscribe if you're new, and run it up in the comments. Let me know you stopped by. Now, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today in this new little setup to talk about Mayfair Witches Season 2, Episode 6.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, sister cousins, girl. I know it's been a little bit of a minute. Baby, I was sick, under the weather, had a serious cold, and I'm back, girl. So that's all that matters. I missed y'all. Did y'all miss me? So today's episode is titled Michaelmas. I'm not gonna hold you. This episode pissed me off. I feel like Ro left a piece of her brain cells behind in that little dollhouse, but girl, what do I know? So we open up the episode, girl. We have Ro on the ferry giving us a little bit of Titanic tease. And she goes back into the ferry to chat. They're having a little family meeting about what's the plan. Ro's still not talking to Uncle Court / Daddy Court. Nobody knows exactly what they're doing, but they just know that they want to get there and they want to save Lasher. Girl, did I forget to mention that the house in NOLA is in shambles? I just felt like that was important because they mentioned it, so I'm gonna mention it. She is trying to come up with a plan, but they have to keep a low profile because, you don't know who's who in this new territory that they're going into. Lash is still locked up in his room, and girl, Ian's sons is standing outside of the door trying to peek through the hole. He is hostile. He is confused. He wants Rowan. They say, girl, you don't need Rowan. You need a real woman.
Every man was a...
So Lasher was like, well, girl, who is this woman? And they was like, well, girl, we can bring you to her, but we're going to have to put you in some restraints. So Lark is driving the car with Ro and the two other family members, and girl, they are headed into Kilbride, and girl, they are rolling forward deep trying to figure out what's happening. Girl, they end up catching a flat. They decide to walk the rest of the way into town. I'm not finna get out the car and start walking because I'm scared, all right? I'm scared. So they make it into town, and girl, it is a lot going on. It's like a huge festival. Everybody's dressed up, a whole lot going on. Girl, Moira gets to reading the minds and finds out that the name of the event is called Michaelmas. They thought that they saw Albrecht, but he was kind of moving around the crowds and everything like that, so they really couldn't make out if it was him or not. It was a guy in a red hood that was saying some things directly to Moira, and he kind of led her off the other direction. Cortland ended up saying, I'm gonna meet y'all at the hotel. I'm tired. I want to get, settled in. So now it went from 4 to 3 to 2. So now Lark and Rowan are trying to figure out what's happening. Comes to find out that the Mayfairs put on Michaelmas for everybody, and it's like a big deal, but it's put on or sponsored by the Mayfairs. Now, one thing about the Mayfairs, whether you in Kilbride or whether you in New Orleans, honey, you are going to have a good time because the Mayfairs love to party.
We like to party.
So now, girl, we skip on over to Amsterdam. Baby Cyprian is on the edge because he has this big trial or hearing coming up. He's like, okay, listen, guys, I didn't do it. I don't know what Albert is on, but it ain't got nothing to do with me. And they was like, nah, chill. We already got you clear. You good. But we need your help. He was like, hell nah.
What did you say?
Hell no.
I'm not finna help you. I don't understand why y'all had to go through all these theatrics, but one thing for sure and two things for certain, baby, y'all really got me messed up, okay? You guys always have me in the dark. Y'all never want to put me in the game. Y'all never want to fill me in 100% to what's going on. And until you want to put me in this situation and make me feel like I'm a part of the team, I'm out. I'm going to go ahead and ride my tricycle and take in the scenery or whatever. They was like, well, hold up. You made a good point. We did kind of mistreat you a little bit, my bad. But we not like this in Amsterdam. We gonna try to treat you like family. And he was like, well, listen, girl, if you really want to be about that life, show me, put your money where your mouth is, and go ahead and put me in charge of everybody in New Orleans.
I'm leaving here with something. I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
She was like, well, hold up, girl. Pause. Let me check with the upper ups and, I'll get back to you. He was like, well, get back to me, okay? So we end up getting back to the hotel, and girl, it's been a while. They've been trying to reach out to Mo, but Mo's not answering her phone. She's not answering her text messages. So now Ro is kind of worried about what's going on with Moira. But in the meantime, girl, They don't have a room booked because Lark did not book directly with the hotel. They said that he used a third party to get the room, and girl, they don't have any room because everything is all booked up.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
We get back over to Lash. Girl, Lash is in the woods with a big old shackle over himself, brought down to meet this person to see what all the fuss is about. And girl, it's this woman. She has this veil over her face, and it's a big old heifer right next to her. Or is she on the heifer? Or is she in a horse? I don't remember, but girl, it was a lot going on, or a little bit going on. Whatever your interpretation is, girl. She was there, and so was Lash. And Lash could not hold himself back. And that is exactly why they was like, see, that's why we had to have you, in your restraints, because, this is who you supposed to be with. And her name is Imelith. Just follow me, girl. Her name is Imelith, and girl, she is his queen to be.
She's your queen to be.
One thing about it, they are not short of any kind of milk, girl. They pumped that milk straight from that little heifer, and girl, gave him a whole bucket of milk. And I was disgusted because why are you drinking it like that? Why we gotta watch you drink it like a savage? So Rose still cannot find Moira, girl. She goes down to 5-0 to ask for some help, and girl, there not being any help. That's sus.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
I forgot to say that when they didn't get the little hotel room, girl, they offered for somebody to take them to a hotel that's supposed to be down the road or whatever. And so when she didn't get any help from the police, their ride pulled up, but she was like, girl, I'm not leaving without Moira. Lark was like, well, girl, what we gonna do? And then the driver was like, girl, like, what y'all wanna do, girl? Because I ain't got all night, okay? So they end up getting in a car, because I think they ended up linking back up with Cortland. Now it's the three of them, and they having a nice, uncomfortable ride down to the hotel. So after a very long, unhinged ride, girl, they pull up to a home/chateau, and girl, Uncle Ian is waiting for him at the door. Girl, he is trying to play nice, try to make conversation, and Ro was like, no, girl, where is my son/lover/life giver, power giver, whatever, girl? Where is he? Where is Lasher? So Uncle Ian was like, well, girl, you ain't got to be all hostile, girl. I'm just trying to offer you something to eat. And so Uncle Cortland/Daddy was like, well, girl, he's trying to make nice. Let's accept his hospitality. Rowan was like, all right, girl, like, let's go ahead and eat. And Lark was like, sure.
No.
This don't feel right. None of this feels right. This feels like a trap. They trying to distract us. Like, why are we here? We're supposed to be getting to the bottom of the situation, and I just don't feel like this is the move we need to make. Ro was like, well, girl, let's just, try to get some information. Girl, this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like she left some of them brain cells back in that dollhouse, because why? You know what I'm saying? No. So Ian asks for Cortland to meet him in the other room to have a little bit of a drink while they catch up. And girl, Uncle Cortland goes in there, and Ian is trying to paint this picture like, he really ain't feeling that, and he was so jealous, just trying to, do a little bit of trauma bonding. But I'm like, girl, I got my good eye on you. You hear me? Like, I don't trust everything that you're doing right now. Ian, from what we understood from the last episode, Ian's a piece of work. So Ro meets a little girl that she saw in town dressed up and everything during the festivities, and girl comes to find out that that's her little cousin Bonnie. She questions her about what she knows about Ashler and Taltos and Imelith and everything else. Ro is pretty ignorant to all of the things about the history of Ashler or Saint Ashler and what they mean to Kilbride or whatever. Ian walks in, and Rowan thinking she about to throw out the reverse Uno card like, girl, I had a little conversation with your father in the Victrola, and he was like, well, girl, you had all that conversation, but he didn't tell you about the situation. Girl, Ashler is getting married tomorrow, okay? And this is what's happening, and that's final. She was like, listen, girl, you on your third strike. I done told you, release my son. And so what she thought she was going to do was go ahead and cause pain to Ian. And what ended up happening is he's threaded to his daughter Bonnie. So as soon as she was trying to cause him pain, girl, Bonnie is over there going through it. He was like, are you gonna really, cause harm to my daughter? And she was like, I'm gonna do what I have to do. And so Lark is looking at her like, bitch, what? What you mean you about to do what you have to do? You gonna hurt a child? So Ian starts to go in like, girl, you not just here to try to save your sister. Girl, you are here for your own selfish reasons, and you need to just go ahead and admit it, okay?
Clock it.
So after that whole little meltdown, girl, Ian was like, listen, girl, you here now. We getting off on a wrong foot. Let's just try to put all this behind us and be a little family, celebrate. They having a little backyard feast in the back. And, it's a whole lot of family around and everything else. They still keeping this Michaelmas situation happening, and it's just a big deal, right? And so what ends up happening is Lark and Ro were trying to think of a master plan on what they're going to do or how they're going to try to get more information. And so Lark comes up with a good idea like, well, why don't you seek out the person that seems the most disgruntled, which happens to be the guy that gave them a ride. He seems to be a little off. Rowan, girl, you're just not good at pretending that you care. She's like, yeah, so how I bet things are really, really hard for you, okay? Because, family, I'm an outcast. It's just so fake, girl. Do you not think that he could see right through that? Do you not think that he knows that you have ulterior motives? You know what I'm saying? She gets a little piece of information out of him. He mentions tunnels, and he was like, that's all I can say because my papa is really, really violent at times. He does a lot with a lot, and I just don't want to get on his bad side. They leave it at that. They carry on. And when they get up to the room, oh, wait. Girl, Lark is in the house, and everybody's in the house still, everybody's celebrating. So he's in the house. I don't know if he was going to get a drink or what, but girl, he's sitting down talking to somebody, and they was asking him some questions or, whatever. That's not important. Some woman walks in, and she gets to opening her legs trying to entice him, and he was like, okay, this is getting weird. Then somebody walks in with some weird mask, and he was like, that's human skin. When I tell you Lark is just not prepared for the witchcraft and wizardry that's happening in this family, he's just not set up for this. Him and Rowan meet back up, and he's like, listen, Ro, I don't like this. This is too much. We got to go, okay? This is freaking me out. They are up to no good. I don't care. Something is off about this family.
Clock it.
And she was like, no, but I want you to stay. I want you to be here with me. And I'm just like, girl, are you dumb? Gots to be. Girl, I've never been more irritated. I think I was less irritated, and you was pretty stupid in the first season. But I think I am more irritated with you in this season than I've ever been. All right? So she convinces him to stay, give him a little piece of candy. They get to hunching in the bed. And girl, I'm just like, okay. So now he done fell for the okie doke. He sleep. And so, girl, she gets up, puts her clothes on, and she's like, okay, I'm about to go see what all the fuss was about in these tunnels. Girl, she goes downstairs. She gets to the kitchen or basement or wherever, and girl finds a door, opens the door, goes through the door, and what do you know? Someone closes the door and locks her in. Shocker. And that's the end of the episode, girl. Girl, I was so irritated with the whole entire thing. I just did not appreciate Rowan's stupidity. You're not the savior. Or I don't know if I think she has a savior complex or something where she feels like she's invincible and she can do it all and she's smarter than you because she has all these, I don't know. And then you also see the fact that, girl, you are not just this caring person that you try to set yourself out to be. You really just want the power, and you miss that power. And instead of admitting that you miss that power, girl, you want to crusade around and parade around like you just about to save the day. And I just don't like that, okay? Keep it real. Let them know, girl, yeah, I miss my power, okay? Why should I have to give it up? You know what I mean? Anyway, girl, like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you are really about that life. And girl, leave me some comments, honey, because, girl, it's been a minute. I miss y'all. I hope y'all miss me. let's talk about this episode. I know we are about to jump into the second episode, which is episode 7. I will end this recording and come right back. So you're going to see me with the same look, okay? Because I'm going to go ahead because I did watch the 7th episode. So yeah. So anyway, girl, I'll call y'all back later.